Here's something the multi-billion-dollar beauty industry would very much prefer you never went looking for. The smartest skincare in America wasn't invented in a lab last year. It was sitting on your grandmother's vanity in 1955. The women of that era, the ones with the soft hands and the dewy skin and the routines that took 4 minutes instead of 40, knew things, cheap things, simple things, things that got quietly buried the moment the industry figured out they couldn't sell them to you in a $50 jar. And today I'm pulling 25 of them back out of the drawer. Some were banned, dropped, discontinued, or shamed out of fashion. Some were ridiculed as old-fashioned right up until a scientist in a white coat put them under a microscope and went quiet. And number 25 is the one that's going to change the way you look at every single product in your bathroom right now. Because it isn't a product at all. It's something the entire industry depends on you for getting. But before the list, you need the one rule that makes all of this make sense. Because without it, you'll keep falling for the markup for the rest of your life. Here it is. In beauty, you are paying for two completely separate things, and they have almost nothing to do with each other. The first is the formula, the actual thing doing the work on your skin. The second is the theater, the packaging, the perfume, the launch, the celebrity, the story. The genius of the modern industry is that it trained you to believe these are the same thing, that if it's new, it must be better, that if your grandmother used it, it must be primitive. It isn't. Most of what those women did was formula with zero theater, and once you see that, the whole thing collapses in your favor. Here are your 25. Number 1. Cold cream as a cleanser. Generations of women cleaned their faces with a rich cream they massaged in and wiped away with a warm cloth. No foam, no squeak, no tightness. The industry spent decades convincing you that clean should feel stripped and squeaky, then sold you a $60 oil cleanser that does exactly what cold cream did for pennies. Dermatologists now openly say the gentle wipe-away method is kinder to a mature barrier than foaming cleansers. They were right the whole time. Number 2. Petroleum jelly as the overnight seal. They called it the slugging trick, before slugging had a name and a hashtag and a markup. A thin layer over slightly damp skin at night traps water in so it can't evaporate, and evaporation is exactly what deepens every line. It's one of the most effective occlusives ever studied, and it costs about $1. The reaction you're having right now, that's too cheap to work, is precisely the reaction they trained into you. Number 3. Rose water as a toner. Splashed on the face to calm and refresh, rose water was in nearly every household. It's gently anti-inflammatory and soothing, and the entire facial mist category, those $18, $28, $38 bottles, is a fancier version of the same idea. Same water, prettier bottle, bigger number. Number 4. The cold rinse to close the skin. Finishing the face with cold water was standard. We now know it's not magic, but it does temporarily tighten the look of skin and wake up dull morning faces. For free, in the time it takes to lean over a sink. Every depuffing gadget sold today is selling you cold and pressure. Your grandmother had a faucet. Number 5. Sleeping on your back. Mothers told daughters not to crush their faces into the pillow night after night. It got dismissed as a fussy old wives' tale. Then sleep researchers confirmed that decades of pressing the same side of your face into a pillow contributes to creasing and asymmetry over time. The advice was free. The anti-wrinkle silk pillowcase is not. Number 6. The egg white mask. Whipped egg white tightened and smoothed the skin temporarily before a big evening. Cheap, immediate, and the literal blueprint for half the instant lift peel-off masks on the shelf today. They took something from your kitchen, put it in a sachet, and multiplied the price by 30. Number 7. Oatmeal for irritation. Ground oats in the bath or on the skin to calm redness and itch. This one didn't just survive. It got vindicated so hard that colloidal oatmeal is now an officially recognized skin-soothing ingredient sitting inside premium barrier repair products. They didn't improve on it, they just bottled it. Now stop for a second, because if you're already reaching for a pen, put it down. You don't need to memorize these. The ones I've given you so far are the gentle, everyday secrets, the soft foundation. But the next handful is where it gets genuinely interesting, because these are the ones the industry didn't just forget. These are the ones it actively buried, rebranded, and sold back to you at a markup you would not believe. The one coming at number 10 especially is going to make you look at half the clean beauty shelf completely differently. So stay with me, because the deeper we go into this list, the more your skin actually stands to gain. Keep going. Number 8. Olive oil for removing makeup. A little oil on a cotton pad lifted away everything without scrubbing. The expensive cleansing balms and melting makeup removers that flooded the market are running on the same principle. Oil dissolves oil. The fundamentals never changed. Only the price did. Number 9, lemon on the skin. And here's the honest caveat. They used lemon to fade spots and brighten. Half of this one was genius and half was a mistake. And I'll always tell you which. Vitamin C does brighten and even tone. That instinct was correct, and it's why vitamin C serums are a real category today. But raw lemon juice is acidic and makes skin react badly to sun, so this is one where the modern stabilized version is genuinely better. The idea was gold, the lemon was not. That's the difference between nostalgia and knowledge, and I want you to hold both. Number 10. Beef tallow and animal fats as moisturizer. This sounds ancient and a little gross, and that reaction is exactly the trap. Animal fats are remarkably similar in structure to the lipids in human skin, which is the entire reason they sealed and softened so well. It got branded as primitive and pushed out. And now, watch, it's quietly clawing its way back into clean beauty lines at a steep markup. The grandmothers were not confused. They were ahead. Number 11, plain glycerin, a humectant that pulls water into the skin, used straight or mixed into homemade lotions for generations. It is, right now, in a staggering number of the serums you're being upsold. They didn't replace glycerin, they surrounded it with a story and charged you for the story. Number 12, the weekly steam over a bowl, a pot of hot water, a towel over the head, 10 minutes. Soften the skin and open things up before cleansing. Every at-home facial device and spa add-on is selling you steam. You can have it tonight for the cost of boiling water. Number 13, almond oil under the eyes. A light oil pressed gently into the delicate skin around the eyes. The under eye area is thin and dries out first, and a simple oil softens the look of fine lines, as well as the $50 eye serum in the tiny jar. The jar that's tiny specifically so the price feels justified. Number 14, honey as a mask. Antibacterial, humectant, soothing. Slathered on, rinsed off. Honey is a real studied skin ingredient, and it sat in everyone's pantry. The Manuka Honey Brightening Mask at the counter is the same idea wearing a designer coat. And take a breath here, because we've just crossed the halfway mark. And I'll be honest with you, everything from this point forward is stronger than what came before. The first 14 were the secrets that save you money. The ones still ahead are the ones that actually change your skin. The habits dermatologists now plead with women to go back to, the single most powerful anti-aging move in the entire decade, and then number 25, which isn't a product at all, and rewrites how you'll shop for the rest of your life. If you've ever felt like your skin is angry, no matter how much you spend on it, the answer is very likely hiding in these next 11. So don't drift off now. This is the part that pays you back. Number 15, the face and neck rule. Every woman of that era was taught, whatever you do to your face, do to your neck. The neck was never an afterthought. The industry rediscovered this and invented an entire separate product, neck cream, to sell you the second jar. You don't need a second jar. You need to move your hand 6 inches lower. Number 16, cucumber on the eyes. Laughed at as a cartoon of pampering, but the cool and the gentle pressure genuinely reduce the look of morning puffiness. It's the original eye gadget, and it grows in the ground. Number 17, castor oil for lashes and brows. Comb through brows and lashes at night to condition them. The lash serums that command premium prices today owe their entire existence to this humble bottle. Same conditioning instinct, new price tag. Number 18, gentle dry brushing. Used to wake up dull skin and slough away the dead surface. Done gently, it's the ancestor of every exfoliating tool and lymphatic gadget being marketed to you now as a breakthrough. Bristles are not a breakthrough. Number 19, cornstarch instead of pricey powders. A finishing powder straight from the baking shelf, used to set the face and absorb shine. Talcs and translucent setting powders climbed into the premium aisle, but the absorbing trick was already in the kitchen. Number 20, vinegar rinses for hair and skin. A diluted splash to balance the skin and bring shine to hair. It became the foundation of the entire pH balancing conversation the industry now uses to sell you toners and rinses. Your grandmother balanced her pH for the price of a salad dressing. We're in the final stretch now, and these last 5 are not small ones to round out the list. These are the heaviest of the entire 25. Everything so far has been a single trick or a single ingredient. What's left are the principles, the big quiet habits that did more for those women's skin than any jar ever could, and that almost nobody practices today because there's no money in teaching them. Stay right here, because 21 through 25 are the part you'll remember long after you've forgotten the cucumber. Number 21, less, not more. This is the one I most want you to feel. Those women had 3 or 4 products, not 30. They didn't layer 10 serums and wonder why their skin was angry. The 10-step routine wasn't invented because your skin needed 10 steps. It was invented because they needed to sell you 10 products. Dermatologists now spend half their time begging people to simplify. The 1950s vanity was simple by default, and simple skin is calmer skin. Number 22, the hat and the shade, the original sunscreen. Wide-brimmed hats, gloves, parasols, sitting in the shade. They protected their skin from the sun out of habit and vanity, and they were doing the single most important anti-aging thing a human can do. Up to 90% of visible facial aging, the lines, the spots, the sagging, comes not from age, but from sun. No cream on earth, cheap or expensive, can outrun an unprotected afternoon. The hat was genius, and the one place the modern world is strictly better. Today we have proper broad-spectrum sunscreen, and you should wear it every single day. That's the upgrade that actually earns its place. Number 23, cleansing with a warm muslin cloth. Not a harsh scrub, a soft cloth and warm water to wipe away the cleanser and gently smooth the surface. It's the exact technique sold back to you now as a polishing cloth or a miracle mitt. Cotton and warm water, that's the miracle. Number 24, patience and consistency. They didn't expect a jar to transform their face in a weekend. They did the same small things every day for years, and that consistency is what actually delivered results. The industry needs you impatient, because an impatient woman keeps buying the next new thing. A consistent woman just keeps using the cheap thing that works. Consistency was their secret weapon, and it's the one thing no brand can sell you. And number 25, the one I promise changes everything, isn't a cream, an oil, or a trick. It's a way of seeing. Those women understood something we were trained out of, that price is not a signal of quality. They judged a product by what it did, not by what it cost or how it made them feel at the counter. They reached for the thing that worked and ignored the rest. That single habit of mind is the most valuable beauty secret of the entire decade, because it works on every shelf in every store for the rest of your life. The most expensive jar on the counter and a tub of petroleum jelly do not know what they cost. They only know what they do. Now let me be straight with you, because the truth serves you better than the hype, and a few things need saying plainly. Not everything from that era was wise. They also used products with lead, with mercury, with ingredients we now know were genuinely dangerous, and those were banned for excellent reasons and good riddance. So this was never old means good. The skill is knowing which of the old habits were genius and which were mistakes, which is exactly why I named the specific ones rather than just saying, do what grandma did. Lemon, as I told you, was half right. The harsh stuff was wrong. Anyone who tells you the past was simply better is selling you nostalgia, and anyone who tells you new is always better is selling you a markup. The truth lives in between, and that's the only place worth standing. Here's how this actually comes together, because the real power was never in any single item. It's in how cheaply they assembled into a whole routine. Cleanse gently with cold cream or an oil and a warm cloth, never stripping. Treat lightly with one real active, a soothing honey or oatmeal calm, a gentle glycerin or rosewater layer. Moisturize with something rich and simple. And above everything else, every single morning, protect the hat, the shade, and the modern sunscreen that does more for your future face than the entire rest of the list combined. Cleanse, treat, moisturize, protect. A genuinely complete routine built from a vanity that costs less than one mid-tier serum on a glittering counter today. That's the whole point. Once you understand that you're paying separately for the formula and for the fantasy, you stop being a target and you start being a buyer. You walk past the lighting and the glass case and the woman in the white coat. You read what something actually does, and you reach for the thing that delivers it without the markup. Those women in 1955 weren't behind. In the one way that matters most, they were ahead, and we paid a fortune to slowly find our way back to where they already stood. If this was useful, do one thing with it this week. Pick a single overpriced product you're currently using and swap in one of these for a few days. See for yourself and tell me down in the comments. Which of these did your mother or grandmother actually do, and which one shocked you the most? I read every one, and the patterns in those answers tell the real story better than any ad ever could. Subscribe to the Beauty Armor if you want the rest of this. The secrets the aisle doesn't want you decoding. There's a whole community here learning to stop overpaying and start buying smart, and it's growing every week. The best beauty advice was never locked behind a glass counter charging you $300 for it. Half of it was sitting on your grandmother's vanity the whole time, and now you know exactly how to find it. I'll see you in the next one.